Hey everybody, Rob here from Fire Team 6. Today we're going to talk about plate carriers. I'm going to give you some advice, some tips, and show you how I set mine up, and hopefully it'll help you when you're setting up your plate carrier. Currently I run a Tag Banshee plate carrier. You can find them, they've quit making them, but you can still find them online for about 160 bucks. Great plate carrier for the money. Has everything you need and nothing you don't. First rule of putting your plate carrier together is keep it simple. You want to set it up to help you do what you do 95% of the time, okay? Which means don't have a bunch of gear and crap on it that you're never going to need, you're never going to use. I've seen guys in the airsoft setting carry restraints and chem lights and just all this crap that just takes up space and weight, and they're never going to use it. In my opinion, that gets out of the realm of a sport of airsoft and into the realm of playing dress up, which if that's what you're into, more power to you. Our team tends to stay more in the realm of sport. So we try to put stuff on our gear that makes us better at that sport and makes getting kills easier for us. First thing you do is you want to run most of your reloads on the left side of your body or on your off side. For me, it's my left hand. Okay, because that's what you're going to be doing most of the time, is grabbing magazines and reloading. You want to put your happy mag, your primary reload mag. For me, it's this fast mag right here, mounted upside down so I can load really quickly. You want to mount that somewhere where it's really easy to do, and it's your primary reload. I did another video on reloads. You can watch that to see how that works, but short and sweet, that's my primary mag, reload. Then you want the rest of your magazine loads generally to the left or in the center. I'm running open top magazines right now. I've also run cover top magazines. The advantage of the cover tops is they protect your mags from mud and dirt and whatnot. The open tops are a little bit faster. It's personal preference. Some quick advice on using these open top magazines. A lot of folks don't realize that airsoft magazines and real steel magazines are not the same size. Okay, obviously this is the airsoft one. The reason that the airsoft one is shorter is because the magazine well is not as deep as a real steel firearm. Therefore, when you're loading magazines into these open top pouches, the airsoft magazine is going to sit down there a little bit farther than it should, and it can make it difficult to pull out when you're trying to load. That's why just get a little bit of foam, about 1 inch by 2 inches, put it in the bottom of that pouch, and it'll make it a lot easier. It'll lift that mag up a little bit and make it a lot easier for you to grab. Make it more realistic like it should be for a real steel magazine. Okay. Moving on. Rule number 2 of putting together your plate carrier is comfort is king. If there's anything on that plate carrier that's uncomfortable, that bugs you a little bit when you're wearing it, get rid of it, switch it around, reorganize it so it is comfortable. If it's bugging you after 5 minutes, it's going to be killing you after a couple hours. Okay. Rule number 3 is gear is very personal. So, you know, just because somebody says, oh, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, that's crap. There are no have-tos in how you set up your gear. Open top magazine, covered magazine, where you put your push to talk, all very personal preference. Rule number 4 is zip ties are your friend. Anything that is hanging out on my plate carrier, whether it be wires for my communications, from my radio to you know, your hydration line, I zip tie them in to keep them tight and keep them close so they don't go everywhere and they don't catch on all sorts of things when I'm on the field, because they will catch on something, they will pull away. Don't be afraid to use plenty of zip ties, putting everything in place how you want it. Okay. Going over my plate carrier real quick. I carry 7 magazines on the plate carrier and 1 on the gun, so that's 8 total. This main pouch here that has these 3 open top magazine pouches is a Tactical Tailor triple open top. Costs about 60 bucks. It's a little more expensive than a lot of guys like to spend on one pouch, but Tactical Tailor is one of my favorite companies, and they just make great gear. And in my opinion, it's worth the money if you're going to be using that as your primary pouch for loading and unloading. Over here I got a Condor double pouch. Now typically this just carries magazines, and I would run my radio on my back. I'm not a big fan of running your radio in front, If you're just going to set it on the channel and leave it there, there's no reason to have it in front where you can access it and mess with it. But Operation Broken Home, I'm going to be a squad leader, so I got to run 2 different channels and switch between channels and whatnot. Therefore, my radio's got to be up front here where I can use it and change channels on the fly. So it's just a simple Condor pouch. A lot of people don't like Condor. In my opinion, it's good enough for Airsoft. So that just is what it is. They're affordable. They make some pretty nice pouches. That's all I'm going to say about it. On the right side, I got a double magazine pouch. This is just a utility pouch. Usually on a normal, just a simple pickup game, maybe an hour, hour and a half game, I wouldn't put any magazines in here. So I'd only run 5 on the rig and 1 in the gun. That's plenty. Broken Home, you're going to have longer engagements, and therefore I'm going to need probably 2 extra mags, and I'm going to load them in here. Other than that, I would leave that empty because generally you want the right side of your rig or your weapon side to be clear. That way you can tuck your elbow in real close when you're using cover. You're not chicken winging out when you're peeking around cover. A lot of people put a lot of big bulky pouches here, and it can cost them when they start getting hit in the arm when they're trying to maximize their use of cover. I run my push to talk right there on my chest. It's the same place I run it on my real steel. For my comms, I just have one of these cheap headsets here. I like them, just a headset and boom mic. I think that one's from Z Tactical. They come under lots of different names. They're all made in China. Be wary of them. They're really cheap, but the soldering on them is not the best. I've owned 3 of them, and all 3 of them I've had to repair the soldering in one way or another. But once you repair it, they usually hold up pretty good. So just some free advice there. On the back, this is a new piece of gear for me. I haven't had in the back and before. This is Camelback Armor Back. Armor Back is spelled A-R-M-O-R-B-A-K, and is a new product they're running. It's a 3-liter 100-ounce bladder in there, and it's designed to fit the back of your plate carrier perfectly, where the older versions were kind of too long and they would hang a little bit lower, and they just weren't very comfortable. So this one is a better product. It costs about 60 bucks. Pretty nifty attachment points here with clips instead of MOLLE on the back, so it holds a lot closer to your plate carrier, to your back. I'm real impressed with it, so I'm looking forward to using it. Well, that's all I got. If you guys got any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section, and see you later.